Hello everyone, today on this lecture we discuss about the conceptual framework. So conceptual framework comes after relevant review of literature, because in relevant review of literature the researcher go through number of relevant topics that is published by the scholarly or the articles, and they will be go through this, and after reading all these things, okay, so she gets some main ideas, or see the researcher gets some concept or the variables, or presume there is some relationship in observation. They will find there is some relationship between them. All these things the researcher want to put in a diagram. All these things, or what are the observation he is taken from the what the number of by the sufficient review of literature. So he or she want to put all these things, main points, into a diagram or in a framework, that is called conceptual framework. So if you go to the definition of conceptual framework, according to Miles and the Huberman, they describe it is a written and visual representations, okay, that explain entire graphically or by narration the main things to be studied. So study, that means it is in the past form, that is what you will study from the relevant of literature or the literature review, what you collect the main points, and you want to put these things, want to represent all these main points in a graphically or by narration, that is called what review of that is called the conceptual framework. And what are the main things? Main things are the key factors. These main things are the key factors, concept, and the variables, and the presumed relationships. So concept, always you abstract. After reading all these things, you abstract the main point or the variables. So that is the concept, and the presumed relationship. We are expecting there is a relationship between the variables. Okay, so all these things you want to put in a frame, that is called the conceptual framework. And framework is the structure or the vision. Okay, so it is a way of thinking of the, it represents the way of thinking of the researcher, how the researcher is thinking. And there is no particular conceptual is a no particular conceptual frame is there. It is self-governed by the researcher. So the researcher going through the reading through the number of sufficient amount of review of literature, you collect some points, and you want to put these points, or you want to put this concept, or you want to put this the relationship between the variables in a form, in a frame. So that is called conceptual framework. So all this way, if you overally you would say it is act like a guide. Okay, it also it or otherwise you can say it is in act like a lighthouse. Okay, so what when a reader, so first time was reading your research paper, and you will be look on the what conceptual framework page, and if we see the reader see the conceptual framework, and he will understand the gist, because he will, by this graphically he is representing all these things, so he will be understand from the what is the gist of the topic. No need to go through the entire topic to read over the all the things. So it is helpful for the reader also, and for this representation we want to represent all these things, so you take some help of shapes and arrow, so that will be, and that will be, but that will be illustrated in the diagram. Okay, and it is act like a gist, and it is self-governed by the researcher. Take an example for better understand. We will take an example, that is impact of blue lights on the what impact of blue rays on the academic performance of the what academic performance of the adolescent children. Because after adolescence, that is the age of 11 to 19, during that time there is the children are not in the control of the parents. They are doing their they were watching mobile, they are spending much more time on the screen. So we'll find that there those who were good in the school time, so they're good in their performance, they become poor in their standard will be decreasing due to the excessive or due to impact of Blu-ray. So that is the impact of Blu-ray. And so here whatever in this research problem we are getting the two variables, two things you are conceptual. One is the impact of Blu-ray, another is the academic performance. So you want to put them, in a cause and effect relationship. We want to present them in a cause and effect. So we put an arrow that explains the cause and effect relationship. So impact of Blu-ray, that is the independent variable because he is the cause. Okay, and it is not. It will be when you manipulate, increase or decrease, then changes will be found on the dependent variable, that is called the outcome. So dependent variable, that is the outcome. So for academic performance, that is the outcome. After these things, other factors are there. One is the mediating variable and there is the moderating variable. So what is mediating variable? Mediating variable, it is explain how independent variable affect dependent indirectly, because cause and effect is a direct relationship, but how indirectly the independent variable affect the dependent variable. Okay, so suppose attention and focus. So if a child spend much more time on the night time on the mobile, so due to the Blu-ray impact, so there the sleep pattern will be disturbed, and that's why the child on the school or in the lecture, he will not put his attention or focus on the topic. That way, it's what the poor performance will be, results will be there. So it is indirectly affect the performance of the academic performance of the child. And there is another factor that is called moderating variable. Suppose the child having the pre-existing sleep disturbance, sleeping disorder, sleepwalking, like insomnia or restless legs syndrome, so already exist. Then your problem, this relation is not fit on this thing. So it influence the relation between the independent variable and dependent variable. It may strengthen the relationship or weaken the relationship, or also it can change the directions. Okay, so this is it's called moderating variables. Okay, so mediating variable, one is the moderating variable. So basic difference between the mediating variable and the moderate variable is that the mediating variable is affected by independent variable, but moderate variable is not affected by the independent variable. It's not affected by the independent. That is the basic difference between the mediating variable and the moderate variable. We are taking as an example here, that is the impact of in the other research also be from the research topic. You have to find out the variables, what is the concept you will get, and you directly find the what is the relationship between them. Okay, and this presumed relationship that will be represent, or that your observation you want to picturize, or you want to put them in a diagram form or in a narration form, that is called conceptual framework. Okay, so after going someone reading this, looking the conceptual framework, he will get some idea, or he will understand the gist of the topic. Okay, so there is no need to go for the entire topic. Okay, so if we say it is act like conceptual framework is very important, it is if the concept is strong framework, will design a strong framework, then the research will be better. And next, it will be help for the methodology, which data collection methods will be take, that will be helpful. So I hope you can understand the conceptual framework. Thank you for watching, and please keep on subscribing.